All right. We had a surprise segment at the Long Island Retro Gaming Expo. A return segment. We're going to transition to here now. Woo! All right, Ian.
Yes.
Do we have a live Tales from the game store?
All right, so I'm just sitting at work. This is about a week ago. And this family walks in with their kid, almost adult son, their large adult son. I'm not sure. He looked like he was probably about 18. And he comes up to the counter, and he's like, "Do you have Super Nintendos?" I go, "Yes, I do." And I pointed to them. And his mom asked, "Will these work on modern TVs?" Smart question for a mom who probably, hasn't played games in a while. And I said, "Yes, they do." I said, "It's not ideal." And I said, "We have, these Retron consoles that will, do the job. They hook up via HDMI. They're new. The graphics will be clear, and the input lag will probably be lower than if you were running an SNES through AV." And the kid shakes his head and looks at me and goes, "Not gonna do. I'm a collectionist. I'm somewhat of a collectionist."
Well, let's back up a second. Not a collector.
No.
A collectionist.
A collectionist.
Not a preservationist.
Collectionist.
A collectionist.
Collectionist. And I had to bite my lip so freaking hard. So I looked at him, and at this point, it had been a long day.
Been a while.
I started to turn sour like a lemon drop inside. I felt my soul dying. So I was like, "Okay." And he was like, "I'm just starting." I'm like, "All right, I just wanted to make sure you know what you're getting into. There's going to be some input lag here, etc." So I go in the back, and I grab a Super Nintendo, and I hear the mom talking to him, being like, "I don't know if this is a good idea, etc., etc. Maybe you should get this other one." And once again, he goes, "Mom, I'm a collectionist."
Wait, what? Okay.
Yes.
He snapped on his mom? How old was this kid?
He was anywhere between like 16 and 21. I couldn't tell.
So in that awkward age where you still have to have your mom drive you places?
Yeah,
and put up with that, but he was feeling his oats. He's like, "All right, I'm a man.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm my own man, Mom. I'm a collectionist.
He had something to prove.
I'm proving I can sit on my own, Mom."
So I go and I get a Super Nintendo and I put it on the counter, and he goes, "Is that official?" And I go, "Yes, that's a Super Nintendo."
It's a standard Super Nintendo.
Standard Super Nintendo. Wasn't a Model 2. And he goes, "Okay, just wanted to make sure." And he goes and he starts looking at games. And then he comes back and he picks up the Super Nintendo. And he's looking at it from every angle. And mind you, this was actually one of the nicer Super Nintendos that I've seen in a while. No fading. Everything.
No yellowing.
Nope. Everything was very
clean.
And he goes, I'm particular about these things. I've heard about Chinese bootlegs."
Bootleg Super Nintendo systems?
Yeah. It didn't make any sense. And of course, if it's a bootleg, it must be Chinese. Bootlegs don't come from anywhere else. It's like the fucking North Pole. That's where Santa resides. China is where all the bootleggers reside. So I go, "Yes, it's a real Super Nintendo." And he goes, "Okay, I just, wanted to make sure it looked right." So I go in the back, and I go to get the cables for him. And he yells to me in the back room. He goes, "Do you have official cables?" I'm like, "Yes." And I give him the Super Nintendo controller, and it's obviously a real Super Nintendo controller. And he goes, "Is this official or is this fake?" And I said, I slipped a little bit, and I said, "Do you know what you're looking for?" And he was like, "Yes, I'm a bit of a collectionist." So I bring him the cables, and he picks up the fucking cables and starts looking. And he's like, Do you have any in nicer condition?
He wanted good condition AV cables for the Super Nintendo.
So I put them down. I said no. I was like, these are the nicest ones I have. So then he goes back to the game case, and he starts looking at the games. And he goes, he asked for, and sorry, it's not my favorite series. He said, what's the title of Donkey Kong Country 2? Someone help me.
Diddy Kong.
Diddy Kong's Quest? Okay, yeah, that was it. He goes, can I get part 3, Diddy Kong's Quest? And now I don't know the games that well, so I'm like, sure. And I go and I grab it, and I'm like, that's the Dixie or Trixie one? Yeah, and I take it out, and I put it on the table, and he goes, no, I want Diddy Kong's Quest. And I was like, you just asked for part 3. And he goes, well, no, put that back. He said, put that back. He said, I'll take Donkey Kong Country 2. So I grabbed it. And
one of you was going to be wrong in that situation.
I got him what he asked for. He said Donkey Kong 3, Diddy Kong's Quest. And I was like, well, I don't know this stuff. So I got the Donkey Kong Country 3 that he asked for.
Okay. You didn't look at the title on the cart, but okay.
I just grabbed he asked for Donkey Kong Country 3.
I'm just saying.
I gave the brat Donkey Kong Country 3.
You knew this kid was trouble. You know.
He's a collectionist. I knew.
Collectionist should like this. Yeah.
Then I rung him up. And at that point, I just tuned out completely to whatever he was saying. I don't know what he was doing, stroking off in the store.
Oh, come on, Ian.
He's a collectionist.
There's children in the audience, potentially.
I'm sorry. So, yeah, I rang him up, and they left. And the mom was like, we'll be back. And I gritted my teeth. The end.
Okay. So is that the first time? We have to, make sure that we are defining this word for Merriam-Webster, what a collectionist is, because I had never heard this term in my life.
So when I
2019 August, the collectionist.
I posted a little bit of that on Twitter. I was just like, as I'm going, I'm like, this is ridiculous. And people kept coming at me with other fake names, but the best one was Collectionaire.
Collectionaire?
Yes.
Like extraordinaire, but collectionaire?
Yes, exactly.
So someone do a mashup of me and Gerard's, my face with Gerard's mashed up?
Someone actually did send that to me. They said Gerard the Collectionist was what they said. Yes.
Well, that was interesting, Ian. Do you think he'll come back in the store once he gets his own license and doesn't have mom drive him anymore? Ma!
Ma, I need to go to the collectionist place.
What has our generation done, Ian, with these kids? We made them collectionists.
I normally like the kids who come into the store to buy stuff. They're usually nice and interested. They ask questions. They know what they're talking about. It's cool. You can tell they've done their work. I'm talking kids who are 12 or 13. They're teaching their parents about this stuff. It's impressive.
And those hormones kick in, they become collectionists.
Yes.
That's what happens. Something turns inside them.
You start finding collectionists on weird places on your body.
Yeah, you start getting tingly sensations when you touch certain game cartridges, and it happens, Ian. It happened to me. I think I was 12. It was early onset collection.
Early onset collectionism.
That's what happened to me. Well, that was an interesting story, Ian.
You're welcome.
That was a good live Tales from the Game Store. Yeah. And we're back. Maybe we'll see more Tales from the Game Store in the future. Keep watching there. Keep watching.